Hi everyone, this is Ronnie, and today, by the way, is the last day for you to register for the UK Fruitfest at, you know, the best price, the earliest price. So if you want to come, if you want to find out what it's all about, the event that I put on every year, the last 7 years, fruitfest.co.uk/registration, you can find out all the information about it. And you're welcome. And the UK Fruitfest is a place where many different types of people come, many different diets, many different backgrounds, and they want to try out a raw food diet for a week and see what it's like. Some of them want to transition to 100% raw. Some of them are just trying it out for the first time. Some people are just exploring healthy options. So I would love it if everyone came to the event, committed to a raw vegan diet. They really should. We try our best to make that happen, but they often don't, which is fine. They leave. Many don't stick to a raw diet. Many don't stick to a vegan diet. Many don't stick to what have you. And that's fine. The event is not just 100% raw fruitarians there. There's no way of making an event like that. That I'm aware of. There might be. Maybe we could try and create an event only 100% raw people only. But that's a very small audience, and we're probably better off having an event for a wider variety of people, right? We teach about the raw diet. For me, we don't force anyone. Obviously, at the festival, we only serve raw food. But we don't shame people as far as I'm aware. We don't tell people they're bad. We don't tell people they need to do what we're doing. But we share how we feel, how we think, how we act, and how it helps us to stick to our path, our choice of a 100% raw diet. So I don't know if that's dogma, bullshit, whatever people want to think it is. I don't know if it's a cult, but we've got no, there is no cult. There is no sort of thing to join. This is a dietary philosophy concept that comes from the fact that every species on the planet eats a 100% raw diet. Why can't humans? And perhaps that would be the healthiest way to eat. Perhaps humans intervening in the processing and cooking of food doesn't make food healthier. It might actually make food less healthy. That's the concept. And when we've tested it on ourselves, that's what we found. And for me, something I've never heard, very rarely heard anyone say, is this. I tried the raw diet, but I can't do it because I'm addicted to cooked food. And so I'm going to keep eating cooked food. I've rarely heard someone say that. But that's what they should say. People don't say that because they cannot accept truth. Now, the only reason everyone in the world eats cooked food or eats poorly or eats junk food or any of the bad foods people eat is because they are addicted to it and they cannot give it up. At the very least, they've developed a habit to do it. But basically, they're addicted to these things. Or they are more addicted than they are to raw food, if you want to put it that way. If you accept that, you have to go raw, I think. You have to. But people don't want to accept that because they want to live in the delusion that they are choosing to eat cooked food. when they're not. I've been on my raw food journey for 10 years, a little over 10 years. I've been 100% raw most of that time. I've fallen off the diet at least one major time for 6 months and ate cooked food again, vegan. And I've done the raw food diet badly. I've done things that I'm not even sure it was raw anymore. Eating so many nuts, using the dehydrator, raw products, raw restaurant stuff occasionally. Like, there's not really a raw restaurant here, but when I've traveled to other places, I don't know if that really sits for me in the true definition of a truly healthy diet. I don't really see raw as being the cut-off point for me. What I mean by that is, if you were to say, I've put these banana cinnamon rolls in the dehydrator, but they went over X degrees, that wouldn't bother me. I'll have the cinnamon rolls, not bothered. Okay, they're maybe not raw anymore. Maybe the enzymes have died or whatever. That doesn't really bother me. Dried fruit doesn't really bother me. I don't have it much, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but it doesn't bother me to have it. It doesn't bother me to have pasteurized juice. I don't try and have it much. I don't want to make it a big part of my diet. But for me, it's not really habit forming. I'll have it once in a while. Fresh juice, smoothies in a bottle. I don't know how they've been processed sometimes, but I don't mind having these things. They're not particularly habit forming, which is important to me, the habit forming part of it. But my diet has been bananas, grapes, apples, mangoes, peppers, tomatoes, lettuce, orange juice, fresh orange juice, sometimes from a bottle. Quite often, actually, I do that, I would say. The fresh orange juice from a bottle that you get. I don't do coconut water that much, but I've had it a couple of times. Avocado, pineapple, persimmons, and fruits, basically, is what I'm saying. That has been my diet. You know, that's not me making this up. That's not me pretending that that's what I do or whatever. And I don't do that for any other reason than my own personal experiment with what is, to me, the best. To me, the thing that makes you feel the best. And I think my best situation in this diet ever was 4 months eating nothing but mangoes. To me, that was the best. And people will say, but your chronometer would have had this low and that low. Yes, you're absolutely right. The chronometer would have been low. But it was still the best. I felt the simplest diet, the easiest, everything felt really good to me to make it as simple as that. That diet, this diet, you cannot compare it to a plant-based diet. You cannot compare it to any diet that includes cooked food on any level, on any planet, for any human being. And I want to make it clear, this is not what you need to find out what's right for you. No. I mean, this is where I get into my own personal dogma about it, I guess. But here's what I really believe, and I think I've got good reason to believe that. There's no one that does better on any other diet other than a raw vegan diet. No one. Everyone that's told you that is lying to your face and lying to themselves. And the people that I've met that were raw, no longer raw, eating animal products again, eating whatever else they're eating again, are totally delusional and addicted to whatever bullshit they're eating. And that is the mindset for me of a raw foodist, of what I do, practicing this diet. fruit is so different to these other foods. I'm telling you, you cannot become addicted to fruit. It never has that power over you. I've got apples here. I was having these apples. They're okay apples. They're not pretty. I've left like half of them there. Do you think I would have left a bowl of rice there? A pizza or whatever? Like, people don't do that. Well, maybe they do if they have way too much. But that's all. I've only eaten a little bit of that. People get addicted. They are addicted and they don't understand it. And you look at young children, they're not addicted yet. And they have to be force-fed cooked food. Force-fed. And then that addiction starts to take place over the years. And what can I say? I'm telling you, people will lie about food more than anything else. Food and money. People will lie about money as well, but people will lie about food and money. But we're talking about food. But and by the way, people are justified in lying about whatever they want to lie about, right? Like, there's a reason to lie about money if you don't want to be scammed or whatever. Like, there's reasons for that. There's reasons that people do that. But when it comes to food, there's not really any great reason to lie. Fat people say, I don't eat that much. It's a lie. People that are well underweight, I eat as much as everyone else. It's a lie. Eating disorder people are the biggest liars. The biggest liars you'll ever meet. Oh, these sensitive souls that don't, oh, they need love and support. They're liars. They're brutal liars. And it's horrible. It's like a demon's taking over their mind. You know, people that promote, I don't know, breatharianism and stuff like that and all this stuff, they're lying to you. They're more interested in attention and whatever, like, I don't know. They're not interested in the truth. They're not ready for it. Because the truth about this lifestyle is so normal and boring and obvious and easy and everything that people can't accept it. What, you just eat fruit and have a salad? Yeah. But what about supplements? No. What about superfoods? No. What about nuts or seeds? Not really. Once in a while, not really that bothered about. What about special fruits? Do you get your fruit from a special place? No, I get it from Aldi, Tesco, same places as everyone else. Is it 100% organic with particular soil? Do you grow your own fruit? No. No, I just eat the fruit that I get from the same supermarket that everyone else is going to. I know how to pick fruit. So I understand if you say there's no good fruit in the supermarket because you don't know how to pick fruit. But I'll go in and I'll find good stuff. I just know that what you're picking is not good, so I don't pick it. I know in Aldi right now there's apricots that will never be good. Plums that will never be good. Nectarines most likely not going to be good. There's berries, there's strawberries that probably aren't good. You know, so there's a lot of fruit there that's not good. There's watermelons and things that are going to be okay. But the bananas are going to taste like bananas. The apples are going to taste like apples, and the grapes are going to taste like grapes. The citrus is probably okay. The pineapples are mostly going to be much better than people give them credit for. And there's plenty of stuff there for a salad. A really awesome salad. And I don't know what else you need. But when people say, you know, they struggle with the diet, they struggle with the food, they struggle with cooked food. They're not struggling with raw food. There is no struggle. There's no struggle with raw foods. The struggle people have is with cooked food, and primarily their addiction to cooked food And when they try and give up cooked food, it brings up emotions, not because of detox, because your mind and your addiction is trying to get you to go back to eat the food that you pretend is comfort food, but isn't. And as soon as you eat that, you've bought into the delusion and you realize it was a delusion. It's an illusion. It's a lie. You know? It's not real. It doesn't really satisfy you. It doesn't really give you the emotions that you want it to give you. It doesn't. And over time, you can't stop eating it and it'll degrade your health. From being a raw foodist, obviously if you've never been raw, then you've never been at that level, so you wouldn't notice the difference. But there's no honesty in this often. When people move away from raw, they don't want to do raw, they don't want to eat raw. They're not being honest. If they can't do it, that's fine. They should, but if they want to do it and they can't do it, they should ask for help. Not make up these fake ideas. Oh, the reason I can't go raw is because I don't live in the tropics. What are you talking about? I've been to the tropics. No one's eating raw in the tropics. No one in Koh Phangan, Thailand was eating raw. Me, Roshni maybe. Aubrey, sometimes when she wanted to. No one else. Amazing place to do it, if you want to. But durian doesn't make you go raw. Jackfruit doesn't make you go raw. Chempedak doesn't make you go raw. You have to choose to eat those fruits, like every other fruit. And there's plenty of restaurants everywhere with plenty of other food, and there's plenty of people that will encourage you to go and eat that stuff with them. And people leave the raw food movement and they say, hey guys, there's nothing wrong with eating cooked food. Don't worry about eating cooked food. Cooked food's fine. Like, as if people need encouragement to eat cooked food. No one needs encouragement to eat cooked food. Everyone's like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll continue to eat cooked food. Of course they are. They don't need encouragement. They're not feeling particularly bothered by it. They're not on that journey. But I want to make the investment now in my health, now in creating my habits. In 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years time, I want to say to myself, wow, I'm so glad that Ronnie in his 20s and 30s created habits that helped me for life. That I took the time now to make the habits, create the diet, create the lifestyle that sustained me for a healthy life, that gave me the foundation to live the best life possible, that gave me the foundation to be the healthiest I possibly could, that allowed me to be functional and free, truly free throughout life, that my mind was always able to be clear, that I was able to continue to do new things and be a new person and get active and all that stuff. And, you know, I'll be lucky, like anyone, if I reach old age and stay healthy. It's not an easy thing to do, but I'm trying my best to put in place the practices. I might get knocked over and get paralyzed or hurt. You know, all these things can happen. So I can be in a plane crash, be struck by lightning, who knows, get attacked in the street, have a crazy dog bite me and get rabies or something, who knows. But that's not the way. I'm not living my life on the assumption that something unusual is going to happen. I'm living my life on the assumption that, like most people, I'm going to keep on living, I'm going to keep on getting older, I'm going to keep on moving on into old age, and that I should secure myself now so that person, when I'm 60 and 70 and 80, I'm not freaking out when my health is falling apart and I've got no clue what to do. My health is falling apart. Man, do I wish that I'd stuck to that raw food thing 40 years ago, because right now in this moment, sitting in a hospital bed at 70 or whatever, the last 40 years of eating cooked food really doesn't matter. Those extra, those whatever, Christmas dinners, the ability to eat what you like with people, all the fast food, it's all a forgotten memory. And I'm dealing with the consequences of it in this moment. And when you're 70 and 80 and all that, I'm telling you, it's going to be much harder for you to change your diet at that point. Much, much harder. Never mind 70, 60, 50, 40. You're deluded if you think, well, I'll wait until I get sick. That's not going to happen. I'll lose weight when I get fat. It doesn't work like that. I'll get fit some point in the future. You've got to start working on that now. Oh, it doesn't matter if I cause heart disease, I can reverse it. I'll go raw then, I'll do a juice fast then. It's not going to, it might, it's so powerful it might help. But is that really the life you want to, live? And it's not about that. That is part of it. That is part of a motivation for me. But for me, it's every day making a good commitment to myself, being honest with myself, being real with myself, and continuing to practice this lifestyle. Being honest with other people about it. And the honest truth about cooked food is that it doesn't really have a place in anyone's diet if you want to be healthy. If you want to truly live what health means and is, being relaxed about what you eat. This is the other thing, and I could make so many videos about this, but the only people that aren't relaxed about what they eat is cooked food people. The fact that I choose not to eat cooked food does not really make any encumbrance on me on a daily basis. I smell cooked food, I see it. At this stage, it doesn't really bother me. I'm sure it tastes good. If I've not eaten much, if I'm under eating and I've not eaten much, sure, I start to have the idea of eating it, but I don't really have the strong impulse or desire to go and do it. And I don't really look at it, and I don't really think about it. I don't have a big problem with it. I just know that it's habit forming, and I don't want to form that habit again. I know that it's impossible to have a raw food diet that you have cooked food in, and the raw food continues to make up the biggest component of that diet. It's impossible. There is no human on the planet doing that. Only for short periods of time. Only during transitional phases. Never as a consistent diet. Never. Never for a year does someone stick 90 or 95% raw. Unless what you're talking about is 5% is stuff from a dehydrator, a raw food restaurant, smoothie from a bottle that might have been pasteurized. Like, if you're talking about that, yeah. But if you're talking about people having pizza, French fries, toast, and no one's eating like 100% raw and then on a Saturday night has anything they like and then goes back to eating raw the rest of the week. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't. It's just not possible. Potentially steamed veggies, but you're talking steamed veggies like steamed carrot, cabbage, and you would eat that a few times and go, why am I having this? Why not just eat a salad? And you'd probably just want to eat a salad. Why have like steamed broccoli, steamed cabbage, steamed... After a couple of days, you're like, I did that for with a friend at one point. That's something that they would do. Mostly fruit, steamed vegetable meal at night. And after a couple of days, I'm just like, just have a salad. Not really, this doesn't really feel that great or whatever. Plus it's vegetables, I mean, come on. Okay, anyway, fruitfest.co.uk/registration. Go and check it out. That's my message for today. I'll see you in another video.